Okay, so I'm going to model out a bullet for this tutorial, or not really a tutorial, but rather just a follow through of how I do something. You can follow along if you want. So let's see, I'm going to select this, get a Lambert material, name this ref bullet, ref, select a file. Let's see, go to my desktop. There we go. This was actually a really hard photo to find because there's not a lot of good reference for something like this. So it's kind of aggravating to say the least. Okay, so now I'm just going to raise this up to 90. So that's pretty good. Kind of go bring this up a little bit to the graph. Oops, there we go. Okay. Uncheck that. Go to our, oops, see, I hate when it does that. No, whatever. Okay, so go back to this. Front mode, 6. And then just get a nice overview of it. So that looks pretty good. Maybe if we wanted to, we could probably twist that. That's good. Okay. This was a hard photo to find though because there's a lot of pictures of bullets like this. However, they're not in a very good position, or the quality of the image that you're trying to find isn't very good. Okay, so I'm just going to, I guess, drag something out. Oops. Let's go back to our front view. Let's see, let's do a polygon cylinder. So something like, I don't know, something like that. Let's see if that's pretty good. Make that a little bigger. Make that smaller. X-ray mode. Just kind of put that right about at that position. And then we'll just, what we're going to do is we're going to only model from the bottom to the top part of where, right here, because I think we'll make that its own separate piece, or I don't know, yeah, you can always extrude from that. Okay, polygon cylinders, maybe we'll just make this 8, or oh, we can always make that 8, and then subcaps, no, we don't want, I think for subcaps we'll just leave that at 0. Height, we'll make 5. So that looks pretty good. Just kind of bring that out. Back to our front view. And then what we can go ahead and do is just model this out exactly how it's supposed to look like. Probably have to do for the top area is go to our edge mode. Oops, bevel edge. Oops. Select that entire edge, bevel edge. Then we're going to take that vert, raise that up, bring it in a little more, take this vert, bring it, and then we're going to really bring these in to about that. Same for this, bring them in, etc., etc. And then for this area, I think what we can do is raise it up, tweak it in as far as we can go, so as far as we can go from there. And then what we're going to do is extrude this face downward, and then just kind of bring it in between that. Do another extrude, and then just bring something like that. And then extrude from here. Something like that. Create more of a figure to it. Let's see. We got pretty much the basic part of it. Still not achieving that roundness at the bottom. So right now I'm still kind of bugged about that. So we go ahead, bring this down a little more, and then just kind of widen those, quite in that area a bit. And then for that, that's fine. Still got quite of a gap right here, so I'm just going to keep beveling these edges. So, then let's see, edge, insert edge loop right there, and about right there. That's fine. Let's see, for the top area, I'll have to just sort of bring these in to about here, and then I think for the bullet itself we can go ahead, or for the top head, I'm going to try doing this. My first method I always try to do is, I don't know why this is being stupid now. Ugh. See, sometimes Maya bugs a lot and I don't understand why. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got this. We're going to extrude this outward. Bring that in. Why is that already bugging? Extrude. And then we'll do one more. Just extrude that out. There we go. Okay, so it's pretty good as far as that. What we might have to, what I'm kind of noticing about this is there's a when we extruded from here, we didn't necessarily do it, not a particularly horrible job, but I think just for that we might have to go in and just sort of extrude these faces in, and then just sort of extrude these faces inward. Let's see if that's kind of fixes the problem. Because the initial problem the thing I'm noticing is that when there's a big indent right there, and so I'm figuring, well, if we ended up doing something like that, well, I don't know if that's really going to work. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this back. Alright, there we go. And then from here I'm going to extrude it again, but I'm going to actually put a little indent in there just to kind of create that. So then when we go ahead and extrude it again, there, that's a lot better. I like that. So I'll kind of go up to this line, just sort of bring that in a little bit. Bring it up here. Same thing, just extruding it to about there, and then one more extrude, and then we'll just bring that right there. So that's good. That's a lot. Oh, that's a lot better than we had before. See, now it seems like the bullet, you know, we see that little line right there. Now we actually created that. I actually wanted that initially. So now it seems like there's actually, you know, now the bullet's actually coming out of it, so creating that cool feature. So creating that extra edge loop, or that, you know, face right here. Probably could have done that right around here. So let's see, it's just even right here as well, we could probably go ahead with the insert edge loop, and then let's see, create these verts, sort of kind of create these faces, and then just extrude. So mine is still bugging. Let's see, let's go to our delete history. So that's a lot better, I like that. So did a barely good job. So okay, so we'll have something like this to start off with. I still got to fix the bottom portion of this because it's still not exactly how I wanted it. Something sort of like that. Probably what we have to do is maybe adding in some extra edge loops there to kind of create that curve, or kind of create that cease in there. Let's see, oops, bevel edge. Only downside to doing this method is that you'll run the chance of doing something stupid, or you'll create more problems than you initially need. So alright, that's a little better. See, I'm still trying to create the bottom portion though, because that's what I'm trying to go for. So we'll go back to this, and then from here, let's see, let's do an extrude. Just there we go, that's better. Okay, so we'll just kind of bring this in a little more. Let's see, we still need to do an extrude. Maybe not go out as far, so maybe let's bring this out just a tiny bit, and then we'll just extrude it from there. Okay, so it just takes so much away though, that's the problem. So what we'll have to go do is insert edge loop, insert a lot of edge loops around here because this is where it loses the most volume. So that's a lot better. So I'm pretty pleased with this. So this is pretty much exactly what we were hoping to achieve. So with modeling the bullet out, and as you can kind of just tell from reference, you can see that you have a pretty good idea of what you want as far as that. We still have to maybe add in that little crease right there. So I think it was this part right here. So what I can do is go back to let's see, press 1 for to not smooth it, because you don't really want to smooth it yet. Alright, so let's go to our edge mode, and then let's insert an edge right here, and then what we can do is then take that, bevel it, select this edge right here, bring it up, and then what we're going to do is do the same thing we did last time, and we're going to just basically inform these faces inward, so maybe just a little. Okay. It's still, I don't know, it's a little rough, but it's kind of what we're hoping to accomplish here. So what maybe I might do is go back and not go as much on it. So So maybe just a tiny bit. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just not, it's just so minuscule of it for it to just kind of worry about. So, but yeah, something like that works for me. So creating that extra loop in it between. So okay, so now as you're looking at it right now, you can tell that, well, you got a pretty good idea of exactly what you're hoping to accomplish here. So let's see, still not getting, I think we should probably emphasize this curve a little more because we're still not getting that either. So, you know, it's always good to just look at it, look at your reference photo, and then look at your object. And then if you want to, and then when you see the adjustments you have to make as far as, you know, what do I have to improve on? Obviously, there's tons of things that we can still work on. So, and it's all about going in and just taking it one step at a time. So, let's see. I think for our edge, oops, no. Let's see. Go back to edge mode. Insert edge loop. So we'll probably increase it right here. And then same thing, extrude those inward. Okay. And now we have a little bit more of an interesting figure. Still a little rough, so we can probably go ahead and fix that. So it's a lot better. Wow. Pardon me for the silence here because I'm trying to really play this out. So I think what I'll do is I'll just leave it at that. So, whoops. I think I'll just leave this portion untouched. So there we go, that's better. Alright, so I think I'm just going to leave it like this for now and go ahead and play around with it later as far as what I want to do with it. So, but yeah, that's kind of what that's kind of what I'm going for here. So we have the tip of it, you know, that's the bullet right there, and then there's the casing. So obviously this could use a little bit more of a touch-up as far as, you know, adding maybe some more edge loops. It still seems a little rounded right here. Still seems a little rounded, but nothing that we can't go in and fix ourselves. So because I don't necessarily want it to be rounded, otherwise it doesn't really work. Let's see, fix this part, fix here the bottom. You know, I'm just single-handedly taking each vert and moving it inward and seeing if that makes a difference. So that's better. So now it's more straightforward. So okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. So there you go. So that's how I do it. You can follow this tutorial if you want and see for yourself. I could probably, what I might have done differently is maybe not indent this, but maybe adding more edge loop. So, but I'm pretty satisfied with this. So anyway, that's the tutorial, or that's kind of my walkthrough of modeling out this bullet. I know I'm kind of slow at this. Obviously I could have done this a little faster, but I actually kind of wanted to take my time with it because I really wanted to emphasize the important details. So alright, but that's it for this, and yeah, enjoy.